What's going on, everybody? This is an episode from the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast. Do you like podcasts and you want to see the full podcast? Make sure you check out the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast on all your podcast platforms, such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, among many others. But you're listening to the episode right here on YouTube, so make sure you hit that like button and below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button to NC Studios and NC Level Up for all your gaming needs. This is the Nerd Coalition. Enjoy the show. Now we did All In. Let's finish this whole thing out. If we had the rest of this podcast talk about All Out. All Out was the more recent show that just happened this past Sunday, or last Sunday. By the time you guys are hearing this, real quick, recap. Hangman Adam Page won the over budget charity battle royal by last eliminating Brian Cage. It meant nothing as a battle royal, but however, Adam Page did donate his money to a public school charity, and that made me really happy because a lot of when you're dealing with schools, a lot of people don't realize the public schools don't be getting the funding. The private and those special kind of schools and the Catholic schools and all that stuff, they get all the money, and the public schools don't be getting anything at all. And how do I know all this kind of stuff? Because me and my wife are dealing with this right now with our son in public school, and they just don't have anything or do anything to help these kids out. So having Hangman give a public school in Chicago, of all places, that money for charity, that money right there, even $50,000 really will help out, some public schools, or help them get some things that they need. Because, like I said, public school is just always turned to the side. And look, I've been to public school, so I get it. Hey, did you go to public school, Pron?
Yep.
Yeah, so we get it. They had a 6-woman tag match. Talk about filler. Hikaru Shida, Willow Nightingale, and Sky Blue took on Athena, Mercedes Martinez, and Diamante. Let me tell you how Athena.
This match didn't need to be on here at all.
Exactly. First of all, let me tell you how Athena needs to come back to AEW. Fuck Ring of Honor. Fuck it. I said it. Fuck Ring of Honor. She needs to be back on AEW. Athena is too good. I'm saying this right now. It's gonna piss off the Ring of Honor fans. Athena is too good to be for Ring of Honor.
I don't think it's that. I think she would rather be in Ring of Honor than get lost in the shuffle.
I mean, I agree with you.
You'll probably say she lost in the shuffle on Ring of Honor too, but Ring of Honor, she's still gonna do whatever she wants rather than just not doing anything.
But it's still run by Tony Khan. I'm just saying, Tony Khan, when you have top women talent,
it's run by Tony Khan, yes, but Tony, different people are booking the stuff. Tony Khan, kind of, for some people, probably say yes or no, but he has the last say. So maybe she gets more of a better say in Ring of Honor than, he'll probably want to put her on top at Ring of Honor rather than you're not gonna go over Jade and you're not gonna go over Chris Statlander and Britt Baker. Are you serious? You're not better than Britt Baker. That's probably
what he talks, but she's way better than Britt Baker.
Yeah.
And I love Statlander. I think she's better than Statlander. Statlander is deserving to be a champion. She's a great wrestler. I love Chris Statlander. I'm liking this Chris Statlander opposed to that whole alien Chris Statlander that she was doing in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this version better, but still, it's Athena. She's better than Jade. And you see how he pushed Jade.
Yeah, but Jade is just Jade.
Yeah, Boo Boo is back. But anyway, then they had the trios match for trios championships, which I was like, why do this on the pre-show and why have this at all? The Acclaim with Dennis Rodman took on the team of Jeff Jarrett, Satnam Singh, and Jay Lethal.
Yep.
With Karen Jarrett on the outside along with Sanjay Dutt. No, thank you. So it kicks off with the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship match, Better Than You, Baby, versus the Dark. Or really? Do I have to say it, Prime?
I'm just gonna say the Hardys was in that match. The Hardys could have won.
The Dark Order sucks.
Anybody else could have won, but the Dark Order, that was not a good choice.
I'm cool with John Silver. Alex Reynolds was alright, but the Dark Order sucks. The Dark Order sucked when
I'm
it
not
got.
even going to go with a Dark Order. I'm just saying, in all the choices for a pay-per-view match to go against Adam Cole and MJF, those are not the people to do. That's all I'm saying. Like on a regular Dynamite, yeah, of course, but not this.
Yeah, no.
Pay-per-view.
Not at all. Of course, better than you, baby. Won with a double clothesline. Samoa Joe took on Shane Taylor. I was just like, who the fuck is Shane Taylor? But
Shane Taylor is basically like another version of the Mac.
The Mac, I have to look at this. The Mac is better than Shane Taylor.
Well, yes, Shane Taylor's still new though.
Yeah, I mean, he got some licks in. You know,
Shane Taylor probably haven't been wrestling maybe like 5-6 years, maybe.
Okay, yeah, I'm saying so. He like Samoa Joe gave him some licks, but Samoa Joe kept that shit short at 6 minutes, and made sure it just choked him out, which is it should be happening with Samoa Joe. But he gave Shane Taylor some offense, like more offense than I'm pretty sure that he should have had, but he gave him some offense. Luchasaurus took on Darby Allin for the TNT Championship match. I thought this matchup was actually pretty good. Darby back is dead already, so he had the back tape on, and of course Christian Cage is still flaunting like he is a champion. The one move that I did like was when Luchasaurus gave Darby a tombstone, picked him back up a tombstone, and then kind of flipped him up, and he hit the turnbuckle, and then he gave him that forearm smash in the back of the head and won the match that way. I thought all that shit was cool. Darby needs to take a fucking break. Darby, like I said, Darby ain't got no back right now.
Yeah, it's just this whole Luchasaurus thing is it's a good thing because Christian got the belt and he won it, but I don't know. I'm still not sold on Luchasaurus. So.
Are you not sold on him with Christian Cage, him as a person, or this TNT champion run?
In general.
It's like they try to do old school Kane with him, and I don't think it's working because it's a dinosaur mask.
Everybody with a mask is not need to be Kane.
No, I mean I'm just saying, but still, I think one of the things Luchasaurus needs to do is number one, he needs to do two things: change the mask and change the name.
Yeah,
Luchasaurus that was for him and Jungle Boy. That fit that gimmick. And it was like, okay, this is a big guy that can do some lucha stuff. That's fine, but right now you're not that anymore. And you have to change the mask. Like, you coming out in this damn dinosaur mask, no matter the scaly ass mask, no matter if it's green or black, it just don't fit no more. I think you should just go off and just change the whole mask, change the name, and then I think you can have a better version of Luchasaurus. Just saying. But he retains. Next up was Miro versus Powerhouse Hobbs, which the crowd obviously got their Big E on because they wanted big men slapping meat.
Yeah.
That made you uncomfortable, didn't it?
No, not that. What happens in the match, dude?
You talking about before or after she comes out?
When she is what I'm talking about.
Okay, well, I think they had a good big man match.
Yes, they do.
Huh?
Yes, they do.
Yes. And like I said, a lot of big guys can't pull it off, but yeah, we got the big men slap meat. It was really good. Somebody had to lose. I didn't want it to be Hobbs, but then Miro just came back. Also, I wanted it to be Miro, but Miro makes Hobbs tap out to the game over. Afterwards, Hobbs goes and shakes Miro's hand, and it looks like they're cool. But when he turns around, he attacks Miro. So then, as he's attacking Miro, this music comes out, and who comes out?
No. First of all, before you say that, on the screen, what does it say on the screen?
It says, "Oh God, it's something inflexible."
Hot and flexible.
Hot and flexible. That is Lana, everybody. Rusev's, Miro's real life wife is coming to the ring as Powerhouse Hobbs is choking the shit out of Miro. And then she goes to try to hit him with a steel chair. He
okay,
no sells.
Also, that made me upset too.
Which one, Hobbs no selling it, or her trying to hit him with a steel chair?
No, what you mean to tell me Miro's getting beat up and she is going to say Miro from Hobbs.
Yeah.
This ain't like no small guy. This ain't like Jeff Jarrett or like Sanjay Dutt. This is Hobbs.
Yeah,
like somebody that's like 280, 300 pounds.
It's Powerhouse.
Yes, and I'm just like,
yeah, I didn't personally understand that one neither, and that's why I was like, he knows what the chair shot and come up to her. Then Miro comes back, hits him in the back of the chair, then gives him an unprotected chair shot to the face.
Slap that man.
I said, what? No, that's gonna be a no. But then you think it'll be all love and games and we get the hug, but then no, he looks at us like, you're not real, and kind of like walks off away from her and leaves her in the ring to be all upset. So this must be another storyline that they're working on for Miro. I mean, okay, got a new storyline for him, but hot and flexible.
It's kind of like an old storyline, technically.
Yeah, I guess he can't believe that she came to help him, or she's out.
No, it was like when he was doing the Redeemer. Before he was doing the Redeemer, he was like, I think he's like, I forsake my wife or something like. He said something like that, like I forbid her or I forsake or something like that. That he kind of like brushed her off.
Oh wow!
Because remember he was doing like the whole God thing. So that's when he was like more into God and his wife. So he was like, oh, I'm renouncing my wife and I'm just for you. And then when he lost, he was like, all right, God, I'm the Redeemer now, not you. And then that's kind of where he get now.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm curious to see how it goes though, but you know, I still want to see.
She probably might be with Hobbs and just find another big black guy.
Oh God, let's not do this again.
Yeah, Miro have to find somebody like Lil Morgan again, like Saraya, and then.
Let's not do this again. Let's just not do that again. Chris Statlander took on Ruby Soho for the TBS.
Yeah, we know she wasn't winning. Come on now.
Say what?
We know she wasn't winning. Come on now.
Oh yeah, no, she wasn't winning. I mean, she did have Saraya out there at one point, but then she goes and gets the green spray paint can underneath the ring. New Marilyn Monroe, I've lost my mind. Tony Storm comes out, grabs the spray paint, or the spray can from Ruby, starts spraying it in the air like just like la di da type of like she really lost her mind when Statlander hits her with the what's the finishing move again? I forgot. But she hits her with that and beats Ruby Soho. Yeah, I knew it was just, Ruby Soho was just here to give her a decent match, but it wasn't going to be nothing serious. Like there was no threat to her championship. But whatever's going on with Tony Storm, I'm liking it. Would you agree on that or no? Or if you're not a big fan of the Marilyn Monroe Tony Storm?
Yeah, her Marilyn Monroe gimmick is pretty interesting. I'll see where it goes in.
Yeah, I'm for it. We're almost out of here. Strap match. Bryan Danielson taking on Ricky Starks. First of all, you know what this match was supposed to be, right?
Ricky Steamboat.
No. It's supposed to be Ricky Starks and Punk.
Was it?
Yes, but somebody got their ass fired, and then they was going to think about doing Starks and Ricky.
No, it was already supposed to be. It was already.
I'm telling you, it was supposed to be most likely main eventing was Ricky Starks versus CM Punk for what he was building up in a strap match.
But the whole build-up, he was building up against Ricky Steamboat.
The whole build-up was for CM Punk to get revenge for Ricky the Dragon. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat 70 years old. Then when
I know what I'm saying.
When Punk got fired, because this whole thing, I'm telling you, Ricky Starks versus CM Punk for the Real World Championship in a strap match. That was what they originally was going to have planned. Punk gets fired. Then they go and try to say, well, they go to try to give you a little light sell about Ricky Starks taking on Ricky the Dragon Steamboat in a strap match. Then Bryan Danielson comes back.
I knew it was gonna be somebody. I knew he wasn't wrestling, but you know.
Yeah, and I'm just like, and then who else can replace CM Punk? Bryan Danielson. And that's what happens. Bryan Danielson comes out, and first of all, I didn't even know he was cleared yet. I thought we wasn't gonna see him until next year.
He probably not. But it's Danielson, you know.
He says the doctor's cleared him, but I'm just like, but my God, bro. My God on the day. They had a brutal ass strap match. And I'm talking about, I ain't just talking about just whipping in the back. They whipped each other on the chest, whipped each other on the face.
I was seeing people on Twitter saying, you know, as a black man, Ricky Starks, I'm kind of uncomfortable with this.
That is right, because Brian. But first of all, Ricky started whooping his ass, but then because he attacked him before the match even started, then they doing the heel shit, and then of course when it starts, that's when he goes in there. But they was whooping it, and it's like Brian Davis like, I'm gonna put you over, Ricky, but then just know you gonna take this shit. So he comes back and he gives it to Ricky. He gives it to Ricky big time in this strap match. And I was like, man, this had to be one of the most brutal ones. I ain't saying it was the best strap match, but it was damn near close. It may just be because my favorite strap match was The Rock and Triple H and Fully Loaded. But this one was just brutal. Like I said, when Danielson got slapped in the face with the belt, or they get slapped across the chest and everything else, and I was like, ugh. But then Danielson wraps the strap around Ricky's neck and just pulls at it. Remember, he didn't get fired from this one like he did with Justin Roberts when he damn near killed that man. He pulled that around Ricky Starks, and Ricky Starks does the Stone Cold and doesn't tap out. He passed out.
The only thing I don't like about this whole Ricky Starks thing is, like, Ricky Starks was such a big face, and then they just turned the face, and they turned the heel real quick. I feel like he didn't have a chance to be face, man.
I mean, I agree with you. I think he turned him heel so he could work with Punk. And do we
really need Starks to be the heel in that situation?
No, we don't. I agree with you. I'm just saying, but
like, honestly, I felt like Punk should have been the one that beating up Ricky Steamboat.
I agree with you on that one.
But I mean, if we do have Ricky Starks beating up old legends, let's do it Randy Orton style. Let's bring back Jake the Snake, have him get beat up, and then have what's his name come try to get revenge, and then Ricky Starks beats him. Let's have Sting get beat up, and he beats Darby. Let's have who else can be out there? I don't know. Brett, let's break him somehow, some way. Like, I don't know, I'm just saying, just different legends, have them maybe come out there and Ricky beats them up.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of fancy booking, but Bryan Danielson wins this matchup as Ricky Starks passes out and doesn't tap out.
My points.
Yeah, Blackpool Combat Club, Cardio Casanova.
First of all, let me just say, Blackpool Combat Club and Judgment Day were the two MVPs for my list, and Cody, obviously. Like,
absolutely, boy, you cleaned up very well.
The underrated, well, because I was like, Judgment Day, they ain't gonna do nothing, but turns out.
Yeah, what a difference a year makes.
Jeez.
What a strong difference a year makes. You've been cleaning up. I still got calculated on the next podcast. We're gonna talk about that along with that Kurt Angle documentary. So I should have them calculated by then. Me personally, I didn't really care too much about this matchup. I know we're building to Eddie Kingston versus Claudio, maybe at Arthur Ashe. I don't know if they're gonna do all this all the way down to Final Battle, because I don't want to see that. If it makes it down that far, I'd rather see it in that Arthur Ashe Stadium show that they got, or even Wrestle Dream. But they're obviously working to Eddie Kingston versus Claudio, probably for the Ring of Honor Championship pretty soon. So keep your eyes out for that one. And they just won a tag team matchup, pinning Eddie Kingston. Oh, by the way, his partner was Shibata. So. But the next match, which I thought was probably the match of the night, Konosuke Takeshita versus Kenny Omega. He finally got that singles match. And I'm telling you this, Takeshita, man, he was born to wrestle.
Yeah, he's real good.
That man is great. He was born to wrestle. This matchup, was great. I mean, they took some stiff shots. I was up seeing Kenny Omega do his V-trigger. But Takeshita comes out with the win here with the unprotected knee to the face to Kenny Omega. Did not see him.
I'm surprised he went over, but he's still young, so I like that. Because I'm not sure how long he's been wrestling, but I know it's like fairly recent.
He said 3 weeks.
Fairly recent.
Oh, yeah, fairly recent, absolutely. But he is so good at wrestling. You got Don Callis, that heel magnet, on you as your mouthpiece. Right now, bro, the sky's the limit.
I believe maybe last year or year before last, he won Breakout Rookie of the Year. So that's how kind of new he is.
Oh, okay. But yeah,
I believe
the BCC win the matchup. Penny Eddie. Oh, sorry, I went to that matchup already. Takeshita beats Kenny Omega. And it shocked me on that one. 8-man tag team matchup. I was like, oh, God, we really didn't need this matchup on. Why just do a 3-way triple threat tag team match for the championships? Why did I do an 8-way? We had Bullet Club Gold and was it Bullet Club Gold, and they took on FTR and the Young Bucks. I was like, just make it a triple threat tag team match.
This match screams. We just needed to put the Bucks on the show.
Yeah.
Because they could have easily did something else, but
yeah, the Bucks.
Like, we didn't even need this match at all. Like, we didn't need. They could have took the week off because they all wrestled at All In.
Yeah, I agree with you. An 8 man, you really trying to force them all on this card. And once again, this is a usual Young Bucks spot fest, which you can't keep up with at all times.
I'm gonna just be honest with you. This match should not have happened because the better match happened in All In. So you don't have like the better match at All In and then go to All Out. Say, yeah, we're just gonna put y'all on the show. Like, that's not pay-per-view. You don't do that for pay-per-view.
I agree. You did not. They don't. He didn't need to have to do that, but yeah, that I could do without.
Yeah. So yeah.
Main event was for the International Championship. Jon Moxley taking on Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy has won like 30 straight times in a row. For like 30 weeks, this man has been dominant with this championship. Well, now, after he cut that promo on Dynamite, I think it was, and I'm like, okay, he's probably gonna let it go, and he don't mind passing the belt over to Moxley. But
I already knew Moxley was gonna win.
You did?
Yeah, because as soon as they said this match was the main event, I was like, oh, Cassidy's losing.
Exactly, and also you already knew there was gonna be blood.
Well, obviously it's a Moxley match.
And then Cassidy had the Crimson Mask on himself, so I was like, oh, everybody's getting fucked up. So Jon Moxley does defeat. He spikes the shit out of Orange Cassidy with that. Was it the Death Rider or whatever he calls his finishing move now?
Death Rider.
Yeah, he spiked the shit out of him with that one. And wins the matchup. Orange Cassidy, it was a great run, but there was nothing else left for him to do. Now you get Moxley have a run with it and do his way with it, stuff like that. But I thought it was a good match. Did you or at all?
Yeah, no, it was a solid match. It was okay.
You just tired of seeing Moxley bleed and stuff like that, right?
Look, I'm tired of seeing. Moxley's a good wrestler. I'm just kind of tired of seeing him at the moment. Like, he need to go on vacation. Moxley has been quote unquote about to go on vacation for like 2 years now.
Exactly. But somebody keep fucking up.
He never goes on vacation. Like, give this man a vacation so he can be missed.
I agree, but every time he try to leave, something keep pulling him back. And it be whether CM Punk acting like a little asshole or Tony Khan being a whole, but I depend on you, or somebody's injured. Moxley always steps up for it. But yeah, he does need to go away for a minute and take a break. Like
let somebody else step over when somebody gets injured. Let somebody young, let Hobbs step over. Ricky Starks, so somebody different. Jeez.
Well, that overall was our recaps of All In, All Out. I'm going to ask you a tough question, Prime. Which do you think was the better show?
All In.
All In?
Not tough at all. All In.
I like the All In also, but there are some like from the strap match on down. I really enjoyed the matches at All Out.
I understand.
And there's some things at All In that we didn't need, to be honest.
Yeah, but it was a lot of matches at All Out that just didn't have no weight to it. So.
That too. All right, guys, and that right there, we're going to close out the podcast. Thank you guys for sticking with us. Thank you guys for, I know it's been just a long time. We just could not get shit done this week, and I do apologize for that. But make sure you guys check out the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast. Check out the Nerdgasm Talk podcast, Turntables, Hip Hop Culture, and Beyond, Draw Thoughts, Silver Tongues, and much more. Check out the Prime Nostalgia podcast of Prime and Lee Boy TV. Whenever they get that thing back up, because a lot of things are going on right now in his camp. But make sure you guys check out the Prime Nostalgia podcast. Check out Q Flow whenever you guys get y'all music at. And like I said, he got all music around there. He's working on something right now. So make sure you guys go check all that great stuff out. But yeah, we're going to end the podcast here. And then we'll be back hopefully more consistently, because we got to calculate points and see who won the points. And Prime had a good run, because he had that Judgment Day in the Blackpool Combat Club, and they were just picking up wins all over the place. So we got to make sure we
I had a solid roster overall. I had a solid
you did have a solid roster, which is probably going to get you a solid first pick.
I believe. I have faith. Because I had Cody, Judgment Day, Blackpool Combat Club, and Adam Cole. Adam Cole and MJF was winning. So.
Yeah. So, I mean, that does make sense. But, guys, that's it for us. So, right now, once again, this is NC, the place to be chosen by Mr. A&D. And not Dion.
Oh, and I got FTR too.
Oh, shit.
All right, y'all.
And not Dion says a prime time. Oh, we know you ain't Dion. Dion been coaching this week.
Yep. All right, y'all.
And Q Flow, wherever you're at, take us out.